Hello. I want to tell you about my intentional physical interaction with orbs. I will tell you what I've learned from the ones that I play with. They want to play. They love to play. They are pure love. They have always been with us, always. They want to learn to play with you. They want you to learn to play with them. You might be confused at first. It starts as light in the corner of your eyes, then you see shadows of them all over the place, and they will find a way to make you realize and know what you are seeing and what you are seeing with. These guys are physical, as far as we consider physical. They have mass. They have movement. They laugh like little kids thinking they are doing something sneaky and hilarious, and they are. And I can hear them laughing. It's so funny. Sometimes it gets weird even for me. They appear as certain things and shapes, and once you figure out what they are, they change because your brain wiring has changed, I guess. They're just having fun while they learn to play with you and you learn to play with them. I made a deal about 14 years ago with something that I didn't know about, just knew that it was there, that it would not frighten me. So I guess that's why they make me laugh so much. I really don't know how to say where they are in relation to my own physicalness, because they appear to be inside my head behind my eyeballs. I can move my eyes and make them swoosh around. They are also on the outside of my body, and they also pop themselves out of my left eyeball. Sometimes it feels like my eye is being used as a trampoline. I can see the one that stays with me inside my head whenever my eyes are open, out of both eyes, and yet both eyes see things differently at the same time sometimes. The orbs physically interact with me, especially the green ones. When the green ones show up as ribbons, I can swish them with my finger. The ones that congregate around my left eye have a tendency to swirl and swivel and bounce around all up and down my face from my tear duct, and it feels like feathers or hair or something light like that. Oh, that's funny. It is light. Anyway, especially when it's beside my nose and it gets up under it. They get into my sinuses too, and they make me sneeze. When they hit my eyelashes, sometimes they explode really bright and just laugh and laugh. I squint a lot because evidently they are really, really bright, and my pupils tend to stay small. They pop out into my sight, the sight that I think is physical, and hit things around me and explode in just a little blip of bright, bright light, and they just laugh and laugh. Sometimes they just pop out and float around me while I'm walking. This is a picture that I took outside because they were being rowdy, and I went into the sun where they love to be, and they kept exploding around me and popping on my face. They were coming out of my eye, and you wonder why I laugh so much. It's getting really hard to maintain this life like I live it and play this way too. I decided to do an experiment to show you how they act. I started taking pictures of my eyes up close and moved the lenses back a teeny bit each time until my face became in full focus. This experiment that began as a way to show other people what they are and do became my greatest learning experience in a while. It was kind of like proof to me. I'll get to that in a minute. First, look at the progression of the insanity going on in front and in my eyes. They knew what I was doing, and they started getting all bent out of shape laughing, and then they started to spin and finally became a fountain of pure glee. It is so hard for me not to get lost in that feeling. They all seem to be different colors, and some of them are multiple colors. They are not shy. They will do anything they can to get your attention, and it's hard to ignore them when you're driving and a whale starts to swim in front of your eyes. It's okay. All you got to do is laugh and then ask them to slow down, and if they don't listen, then just ignore them and focus your mind and your sight on anything human, something that takes your mind away from them, rather like stepping out of the vortex, but you're not really, because you're still happy, you're still there, you're just focusing on 3D things. That way, this is what I'm learning, they will stay out of focus as long as I don't focus in my straight line of sight on them. You just have to train your brain that way. It's difficult for me, but I'm learning. This is my daughter. These pictures were taken by her partner. She has orbs too. I guess I should tell her what to expect. Oh, I guess I'm doing that now. This is so fun. Here's my favorite one to look at. This one finally showed itself to me with my camera on 10-10-10. I think this is the one that lives inside my head behind my eyes. I actually painted my office these colors before I met this guy. Now I know why. I've also seen my body glowing green and purple. I can't wait to see me in full color. You've heard people who channel other beings say to ask if they are light when you know they are there. My advice to you is this. When you ask, when you become aware of them, be ready to see the light, because they will bring it full force for you. It's fun, but you sort of have to be ready to devote your time to yourself and to them to understand what's going on. It's worth it. It really is. Maybe soon everyone will be able to do it. This is my big proof lesson that I learned from making this video, and I want to share it with everyone. These two pictures are close-ups of my eyes from a picture taken while I was sitting on my bed during my experiment with a camera propped up on my knees. The camera caught my entire face, so I figured I would be able to see a reflection of what I was seeing. You know, my camera with my eyes in the lens, and I should be able to see that in my pupils, but that is not what I see. I see me sitting there in my big creamy fluffy colored sweater with a camera propped up on my knees, taking a picture of my face viewed from above my head. The light from the flash is even with my head, and my head is glowing. Both eyes have a different view from above. Both are turned in different directions. To me, that means that my physical, me-trained brain is registering one thing that I see with my physical eyes, but the view of what is really there is from above my physical beingness. My line of sight is outward upon what I believe I see, but my line of vision is upon me from above. How cool is that? Several someones are watching me with my own eyes. There are some decent books about orbs and multidimensional thought patterns out there if you want to read them. I read them all after the fact, and it brought me to a kind of a better understanding about them, mostly because I don't think anybody else has this. I don't know. Don't get scared. They don't hurt you, even though you can feel them. These beings love to play. Love is all they know. That's what they are. Learn to play. They've waited a long time for this. They're us. How cool is that?